That thing on her. I don't know how you put me down. Shit, I am the shit.
This ain't no regular thing. Came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean. This for my city, yeah, this for my team. If you talking, it's telling me nice. I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights. Better keep wait, champion. The game is in trouble, I've been in my death for the piece of the puzzle, I got it for real. If you'll keep me going, I'll wake up and hustle. You won't see me buckle, I've been in the field. Man of the town, you been in your fields, I'm adjusting this crown. Call me your majesty, either that or your tragedy. Shutting everything down. I've been high like somebody put a candle on it. Off top, I don't really stand opponents, it's mine. The moment is, run out, it's not a bunch of pandemonium. On game, I got some, the skill is by one, y'all done, the game in the coffin. Referee screen recipes, so think twice if you next to me. It's West. This ain't no regular thing. I came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean. This for my city, yeah, this for my team. If you talking, it's telling me nice. I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights. Better keep wait, I'm champion. It's our repetition, I'm stacking these trophies. I'm good with addition, I spit like a pastor, I give you the vision. Up early morning, enough of the sleeping. My life is a dream, but you wishing you lived it. Haters get livid, my pocket's Pacific. That's deep if you get it. So Tempur-Pedic, I sleep on the critics. Don't feel like competing, I'm hearing these sickness. Whoa, let me switch the flow, a new bounce. Coming to the den with a lion, I'm gon' pounce. Shh. No, I've been a king for a while. Got a ring and a crown. That's the bling with the blow. What the team was about. Champions. You can tell by the ambience of this sound. Referee screen, rest in peace. And think twice if you never sneaks, no doubt. This ain't no regular thing. I came for the ring. You know what I mean. If you talking, it's telling me nice. I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights. Better keep wait. This ain't no regular thing. I came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean. This for my city, yeah, this for my team. Talking and talking me nice. I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights. Better keep wait, I'm champion.
Chatham, ladies and gentlemen, it's a beautiful, beautiful Monday. We just had a great Super Bowl. My wish has come true, and my wish was for Jalen Hurts, a guy that I love and that I respect because I watched him in Alabama be successful, even though he didn't win a title there. But man, it was something about his character. Even though he got shitted on with Tua, and Tua's trash, but that's a different conversation. We're not going to talk about that, right? We're not going to talk about that. But nonetheless, I'm glad to see that young brother, man, get him a title. And that's the most important thing. And we're going to talk about it tonight, amongst other things. You got some other subjects to talk about, of course. But the biggest thing we're going to talk about is that Super Bowl. I know y'all seen the Avatar. If y'all did, shame on you. I don't know where you're up under the rock. Brother AP, good to see you, brother. Glad you're here. Yes, he was at Oklahoma as well, but Oklahoma was just a pit stop on his way to glory to the NFL. But it was a brief stay. I think he stayed for 9 months. Let's talk in football terms. 4.5 months. Brief thing. But look, let me not go any further. I got a special guest, man. For those who don't know, back in the days when we had Lapeef and Sunday, before Lapeef and Sunday, crossover Lapeef and Sunday, we had Lapeef in sports. And this guy was an old head. It was me, JR, a guy named Kyle, and I'm going to have to hook up with Kyle. I'm going to have to get him over here somehow too. But that's another conversation. But there was another guy, man, that I thought was really on top of his game when we was talking sports, man. I always had a good interaction with it. And it's this old head named Brother Ape. Now, he took a brief setback. He said, man, YouTube is getting on my goddamn nerves. It's probably me, for real. But he had to take a break. And so now he's back. And so why not bring the man back on the greatest show on this side of Mississippi? And I feel like the greatest show on YouTube, but some people may fight me over that, but I don't give a shit. I can feel how I want to feel. Ain't that right, ladies? Ain't that what y'all say? I feel how I want to feel. Who you tell me how I should feel? I heard my wife say that to me. But that's a different story too. Let me not delay the game plan. Let me bring my man Avon up. Hey, what's going
What's
on, big brother?
good,
You good,
What's good, brother?
man? Look, man, it's a Monday. We ain't here talking about sports, and that's the most important thing. My man
Yes,
AP
indeed.
said he went everywhere. I know it. We're gonna talk about it too, AP, for sure.
Yes, indeed.
Uh,
Yes, indeed.
so Avon, I mean, you was on one of the originals on LaPifa Sports, man, and we had a good time. We talked sports, man. You know what I'm saying? Just have fun with it, right?
Yep.
You know, I
Yep. I
said, man,
loved it,
sports,
man. I
sports is my thing,
absolutely
Avon.
loved it. Yeah.
Sports is my
Yeah.
thing, Amen. Hey, everybody's talking about relationships. Everybody's talking about politics. Everybody's talking about the D and the P. I ain't got to use the words. We know what it is. But they talking about it. I said, man, look here. Let me get in this atmosphere, this sector of YouTube, and let's talk about sports, man. Huh?
Yes,
Sports
sir.
always brings us together, regardless, no matter the sex, race, religion, it doesn't matter. Sports will always bring us together, man. What's your thoughts, brother?
Yeah, man. Like you said, we go back a long time, man. Go back a couple of years, to the Lapeef thing or whatever. And like I said, one of the things even people around me used to notice was before I would go. So remember, we used to do 2 shows a week, right? We do like the general show on Saturday, and I think we did Lapeef on either Sunday or Monday or whatever, the Lapeef Sports. I always look forward to the sports one. The general ed one, not so much, just because I always knew what was coming. But the sports one, I absolutely loved it, man. And even when I would, people in the comment section, this nigga don't know what he talking about. You know what I'm saying? That didn't even bother me or whatever. But like I said, I had to take some time off, kind of like get the ship right or whatever. But here I am, and boy, is it a lot to talk about.
Oh, for sure, man. Look, we got plenty of sports to talk about, and it depends on the atmosphere you come from. You know what I'm saying? What part of sports? Where you? Some people may not be into college basketball. I'm into college basketball. I'm in the state of Kentucky, where college basketball is king. We had a few good football teams down here between Louisville, Kentucky, but basketball king here in the Grand State. So, and a lot of people don't like to talk a lot about college basketball. But brother, I can only talk so much about the NBA because NBA is really important. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, you know what? I think they're in trouble. I honestly think the NBA is in trouble, man, because you got to think about this, right? The participation numbers in kids just playing sports is down. So when kids aren't playing sports, they're not watching sports. So this is where we're at, where now that the NBA is losing viewership. And some people say it's because of the streaming. Some people will say it's because of the illegal sites. I think it's because it's a horrible brand of basketball we're watching right now. It's a horrible brand of basketball. I'm here in Chicago. Damn Bulls put up 50 damn 3-pointers a game, man. Almost 40, 50 of them a game, and hit some of them, but still be getting their ass whooped every night. Every night. So now, we're kind of in this space now where if you don't have a top 5 guy, you're not out here collecting superhero basketball players like the Lakers. They turn into the damn Avengers every 2-3 years, whatever. And if you're, a middle of the road team, or you a bad team like that's historically like the Knicks or the Bulls, man, you ain't got a shot in hell. I don't care what you do. It's a bad product, man. It's a bad product. And quite frankly, the only reason I hate to say it, the only reason I watch the NBA now is for gambling. I don't give a damn about it anymore.
Yeah. Look, I also talked about that too, doing that on my show, bringing that aspect in on it. I was kind of debating if I'm going to do it, but I may just do it. Especially, I think I'm gonna start next football season and just continue, because I did like shot a couple videos, put it out on my channel. Like a pick 3, and some of them I did like a money line, but I never really did the money line. I always did the pick 3 because I thought if I try to go any more than 3 to 5 teams, people's gonna lose interest. So I said, let me stick to 3 to 5 teams, post who I'm betting on, either video, picture, or maybe even do it live stream when I do it. I don't know. I don't know how YouTube works.
That might work. I think it's such a big industry now, man. It's basically propping up sports talk radio right now. You listen to sports talk radio, 60% of the ads are gambling ads, you know? So kind of have to play that game or whatever. But I think the danger is that you don't want to establish yourself as an authority on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to be out here telling people, you know, put the rent on the Milwaukee Bucks tonight because they'll mess around, you know, and be at your throat after Giannis done jagged a couple of free throws at the end of the game, man. I watch a guy on YouTube all the time, man. I don't even know how he still got a channel, man. This dude take more L's, man. I swear. He just be taking L's on the NBA. People still watch it. So the eyeballs are there. The eyeballs are there. It's I just think you can't take this authoritarian stance on it where you're saying, oh, okay, I know everything. I got the inside, because nobody does. And even if you swear you do, Vegas knows better than everybody. Vegas knows better than everybody, and it just you can't put yourself in a position to fight Vegas. And I think that's where a lot of these YouTube gambling guys find themselves, where they're out here trying to fight Vegas or outsmart Vegas, and you ain't do it. You wasn't able to do it in the 1960s when they was doing it on spreadsheets. You damn sure ain't doing it now with active AI. So cut it out.
No, you wasting time. Look, man, just go in there looking to say I'm gonna win a little bit of lunch money.
Yep.
That's what I'm gonna spend on lunch is what I'm gonna put on the book. I'm not doing no more, no less. I seen, speaking of the football, I watched where somebody put $1 million for the Chiefs to win. I said, boy, that man is disappointed. That man is disappointed, especially after the first 2 quarters. God, he already knew. Said, I chalked this up.
Nobody wants to stand next to him. You know, nobody wants to stand next to him at the Super Bowl party. I didn't want to be within 5 feet of him because you knew you could feel the heat radiating off of him. Like, and here's the thing, right? And I hope for his sake that losing $1 million ain't really a sweat. I hope it wasn't a situation where it was like, okay, I'm gonna lose 7 figures, but everything's gonna be okay. Because I really hope it wasn't the opposite.
Hey, look here. I say even the richest man's gonna miss $1 million. He may not want to admit.
Absolutely.
Even the richest man will be hurt from $1 million loss. I mean, nobody wants just upset, man, I lose $1 million and say, yeah, I'm all right. No, you ain't all right. You know, you're gonna feel it. Look here, man. I lose a few coins. I'm God damn.
$1 million is $1 million. No matter how much money. I'm mad about that. It's gonna sting. It's gonna sting. But like I said, my hope for people like that is, like I said, if you usually those guys are pros, right? I mean, you can't be, you know, doing second shift at Amazon, obviously throwing $1 million around, but hopefully that guy was somebody who had 8 or 9 figures in the bank that didn't even break him. You know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, even
that man has to be moving some different type packages. Moving some packages.
You know what? When I think about it, with stuff like that or whatever, like I try to keep it in perspective. Like $1 million for me is different from $1 million for somebody else. But you know, like I said, it still hits different. But the thing is, man, I think here's what I've always tried to, at least the last couple of years, now that it's been legal. It's been legal in Illinois here for about 2-3 years, man. I try to tell the homies, you know, don't turn this into a get rich quick scheme. Don't make your life depend on it. You know what I mean? You can't live off this. You can't make this your life, man. You know, I think you know what the problem is, man, and why it's gonna get bad as it goes on. 20 years ago, 10 years ago, when the shit was illegal, it was a way to keep you in check, because you know what? You fuck around and lose 50 grand and you can't replace 50 grand. You know, Vito and the homeboys come take a thumb, you know, come break a leg, and that'll get you straight real quick. Now, you know, FanDuel and DraftKings ain't sending nobody around looking for the money because they already got it from your ass. They got it. And they just waiting for you. You're addicted. You got all these problems. And ain't nobody gonna come check you. Ain't nobody gonna come tell you, you know, go have a seat. Where's my money? You know, ain't nobody gonna go break a leg for you. You know, so that's the part that's really going. And it's the scary part is the kids are into it more than the adults, man. The kids are into it more than the adults. And like I work in high school sometimes, and I'll be walking around these lunchrooms. Kids got FanDuel apps fucking around making parlays at lunchtime, man. You know? And
you know, that's definitely the dark side of it. Yeah. You know, that's what a lot of people scared about. But you know, they always throw out that little cheap 1-800 number. If you got a problem, you know, you always get that little infomercial sound voice you got. If you got any problems, you call this number 1-800 gambler anonymous. You know. But like I said, everybody got the same dude's voice. They just hit the button. Yeah, let's hit the sound. Y'all know it. Y'all know it. But let's kind of get away from the gambling because we're gonna talk about that. Some gambling, real good game. But this football game. Let me do this first. I gotta, shout out to the Philadelphia fans who are real Philadelphia. I've seen some bandwagon jumpers out there, but there's some real fans out there. I know real pressure. I got my man who usually comes over. That JT. They real fans. I wanted to dedicate this song to these guys. Let me do it. All right, that's enough. I mean, I don't like that. But, just want to give them a shout. I want to give them their props. You know what I'm saying? Want to make sure that they get their props. So shout out to Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and the rest of the Philadelphia Eagles, man, for winning that Super Bowl, making it very entertaining for me. Now, unfortunately, my partner that I got another sports channel with, NFL Roundtable, he's a Kansas City fan, so I'm gonna have to do a well-being check on my man Taylor Bell. I'm gonna have to do a well-being check. I wanted to give him a whole day to get it off his chest. I may call him tomorrow, text him tomorrow, and said, "Hey, seeing if you all right, buddy, making sure you good." Because look, I'm gonna be honest. I wanted Philadelphia to win, but I know if I had to put money on it, it would have went towards Kansas City. I'm not gonna lie front saying I want. I thought Kansas gonna go for the 3-3, brother. I thought.
No, absolutely. I told people the same thing. I said it would be very hard for me after the past couple of years for me to sit there and reach in my pocket and put money against the Chiefs. Mm-hmm. But what I did at the last minute was the numbers were a little bit better. There's a better return on investment for the Eagles, so I put a little change on it. Came up or whatever, nothing big, just a little bit to throw back into the S&P 500, because I just reinvested or whatever. But you know what struck me about that game last night, man? That was an ass whooping, and I don't mean just like, okay, we just gonna score a bunch. Well, they physically whooped their ass, man. I sat there towards the end of the beginning of the fourth quarter, and I was reflecting. I was 6 years old, 5 or 6 years old. No, 6 years old when the Bears beat the Patriots back in '86, man. The Super Bowl shuffle Bears. And if anybody who goes back and watches that game, not only did the Bears dominate, they beat their ass physically, man. Like at a certain point in that game, I was concerned for Mahomes' safety. You know what I mean? Like, I know you don't pull a quarterback in the Super Bowl, but damn, you know what I mean? That last sack and fumble he took, I was like, man, they're going to fuck around and hurt this kid, man. And I haven't seen –
put hands on him.
I had to really think about when was the last time we saw a Super Bowl where the one team just physically manhandled the other team like this, man. Like, that's the only time I could think about was those 85 Bears with that 4-6 defense coming up the middle and putting quarterbacks on their head, man. I can't think of any other ones, man.
Yeah, they severely put what it had end up with 6 sacks. I think Mahomes had like 3 turnovers. It was rough. Yeah. It was a rough day, man. I mean, you know what it kind of reminds you of when they played against Tampa Bay?
Oh, yeah.
That's what it reminds me of. Against Tampa Bay, you know what I'm saying? Now, of course, Tampa Bay didn't score as many points as KC did. I mean, as Philadelphia did. But that defense gave Mahomes hell, man. And you see the frustration on his face after every play. You know, and it was one of those things, man. He's looking to the refs. They must have got that NFL memo feeling like 31 teams, like you get the favorable calls, and only one of the team that didn't get the favorable call was y'all. So I don't know if you have to watch any of the press conference, how they had some guy was being an asshole, just asking, Mahomes, who's your favorite referee that you sent a Christmas card to? I'm like, oh shit, this guy ain't right back.
You know what? There's a moment. It was in the fourth quarter when they was down in the fourth quarter, and he had scrambled. He was there. I think it was when they were scoring one of them little garbage touchdowns at the end or whatever. They was marching down. They was close to the goal line. And he scrambled and he slid, and the guy got him in the horse collar in the back, and he started complaining to the ref. The ref was just looking at him like, man, get up out my face, man. Like it had to be in their head, like, bro, you done caught a blessing so many times, man. Please get the hell out of my face. You down 30 and you crying about a horse collar, man. Please get up out that ref damn face, man.
Look, that referee's probably saying, man, I'm just trying to get out of this game. It's over for y'all guys. I got a 30-point play in y'all playbook. Let's keep going. You don't need to stop it, delaying it, watching replay. Let's get through this game and go home and enjoy the rest of New Orleans and party a little bit. You know, have one of them beignets. You know what I'm saying? Some beer and get on up to. We ain't trying to be here no longer than we have to. Come on, now, Patrick. Come on.
Yeah.
You had your run. You want to roll. Be happy. Let somebody else win.
Right. Only thing, man, you know, that he's got to just take it from a sense of reflect on it and get better, man. Because that's what the greats will do, is reflect on it and get better. You know, if you really look at it, man, on paper, Philadelphia was a better team coming into the game. They're better offensive line, better defensive line, better skill position players. The only advantage they really had was at quarterback. And that advantage did nothing for them. It did nothing for them, man. You know?
And maybe tight end. I think tight end probably another position.
You know, and here's the thing,
quarterback and tight end was probably the two positions. But like you said, Philadelphia had better than everything else in every other position. I definitely agree with that. You know what I'm saying? And guys, they took advantage of it. They took advantage of them, the positions that they was better in. They took advantage of it. My defense line is better than your offensive line. My offensive line is better than your defensive line. And what you're not going to do, you're not going to put hands on Jalen Hurts. Now, a couple times he got sacked, of course. But you know what he also did? He ran that goddamn ball. Saquon didn't have the rushing yards. But guess what? Jalen Hurts. So when y'all want to blitz, don't worry about it. I'm running up that goddamn middle. I'm going to cut into the outside. Do what y'all got to do, but I'm going to get this play. I'm glad. And like I said before it came on, I'm happy for Jalen Hurts. Super Bowl MVP, he definitely deserved it. That man balled out. No matter all the naysayers. I remember even seeing some on IG, and they was comparing C.J. Stroud, and they had they said, well, say something if this quarterback is better than C.J. Stroud. So, you know, they went through a variety of quarterbacks, and they got to Jalen Hurts, and I thought this was disrespectful, and they just started laughing.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I'm talking about, hey, knee slapping, laughing. I mean, like, this guy. I'm like, hold on, guys. Hold on now. And now Joe Burrow, they one guy kind of had an argument. I think Joe Burrow's probably better than C.J. Stroud right now. But when they got to Jalen Hurts, I was like, oh, man, y'all just being – y'all don't know about football, man. This dude is good, man. The man did go to the Super Bowl. Don't think he did not. C.J. Stroud hasn't been to the Super Bowl, guys. He won a first-round game. I give him credit for that. He lost this year in the first round. But he did win a first-round game. But, dude, don't sleep on Jalen Hurts like he's some old walk-in-the-park type dude. He went to the Super Bowl. Now, I would like to see what these dudes got to say after what Jalen Hurts did in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? He won the Super Bowl. Are you still going to say C.J. Stroud better? I didn't say it then. I didn't think that then before he won the Super Bowl. And I definitely don't think about that now. Jalen Hurts a winner, man.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
Dude's a winner. And I like
Yeah, and check this out. You know why I'm so happy that I'm indifferent. I'm not a fan of either team, but an argument died last night. An argument I've been having with a lot of folks, a lot of them pink people, and you know who the pink people are. This is what a lot of pink people will say to you.
Shout out to my white brother.
You can't win a Super Bowl. You can't win a Super Bowl with a running quarterback, even though they forgot about Joe Montana running the hell around, and they forgot about a couple of other situations. Steve Young. They love to say what they really mean to say is you'll never win a Super Bowl with a black guy at quarterback. Now, we've done it before, and then they'll tell you, well, he plays like a white guy because if white guy quarterback is standing in the pocket to sling that ball, black boy quarterback is to move around, use your legs. We don't have to have that argument anymore. That's done. That's absolutely done. And I'm very glad I'm not going to have that argument anymore because now I can just hold up the picture like, you sure? You sure? And now you're looking at the way the game is going now. Today, the statue quarterback is dead. It's dead, man. There's no such thing as the drop back quarterback and the sling it around quarterback. Even Joe Burrow run around a little bit when he needs to. So, and then they forget the guy who just won MVP. He playing black boy quarterback. Quite frankly, if you want to take it there, he's playing black boy quarterback. He run more than anybody else in the league outside of maybe Lamar Jackson. So we don't have to have that conversation anymore. That conversation is dead.
Yeah, for sure. But don't let me go any further. I got to recognize my super chats from my man Big Ant 11, one of the biggest haters in the world. One of my rules is, Avon, is if you're going to talk trash to me, at least put it in the super chat. You ain't going to just talk trash to me. But guess what? My man Big Ant 11 comes through every time with the hate. He doesn't do that. He says, my TV was on some bull because the Super Bowl I saw was the Bears versus the Bears, and they both lost. Hot damn you. Big Ant, you ain't shit. I just want to let that be known. You ain't shit for this super chat. But, brother, I appreciate the $10. You didn't have to. You chose to. And I appreciate this blessing. Thank you, stuff. But you ain't shit.
Man, I called hell last night.
Thank you for your service, Big Ant 11. Thank you for your service.
Hey, I called hell last night because I posted on Facebook, man. I said, this shit, it looked like Caleb Williams running around out there last night, man.
Oh, Lord.
That's exactly what it looked like. It looked like Caleb Williams running for his life out there last night, man.
Don't say that. Don't say it just yet. We don't want jinx on Caleb. It's time gonna come. Hopefully sooner than later. But it's time.
Well, here's the thing, man. I'm not trying to put the knife in Bears fans' backs and turn it, but I want a lot of Bears fans to reflect on something. According to Saquon, he wanted to sign with the Bears, but decided at the last minute to go to the Eagles. The man whose defense was out there manhandling folks used to be the Bears' defensive coordinator. One of the guys out there chasing Patrick Mahomes like a pit bull chasing a piece of meat was a guy the Bears passed on, Jalen Carter. I swear to God, man, you want to know why as these Bears fans want to know why their franchise has been in shambles all these years is decision making. And there was a lot of bad Bears decision making on that field last night that turned out really good for Philadelphia.
Well, hold on. Let me say this. The Jalen Carter thing, I understand, because you talking about a young a young team, pretty much primarily. Take it on them issues. I don't think that would have been a good mix, especially the issues that we had with our team, and we've seen the issues that we've been having. Yeah. I don't think it would have been a good mix. It would have been bad for us. I like Dexter. I do like him. I think his time's gonna come. He's getting better every year, and that's the only thing you can ask for. Jalen definitely would have been an instant, but with Jalen's mindset, could he handle
Yeah.
What we had going on and all the issues. And, he came from a winning program. He came from Georgia, just coming off a championship. And now you come into a losing team. That would have been a bad mix for him. And I don't know how he would have handled it. He already made questionable decisions already. Racing. One of his teammates was killed in a car accident. You know what I'm saying? They kind of implicate him on that stuff. I don't know. I'm kind of glad we didn't get him because we probably would have ruined that boy. Or that boy would have found a way to ruin us. One of the two was going to happen.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been a good man. He got with Philadelphia, a veteran team, a team that's winning, a team that already been in the Super Bowl. He got with them. He was able to, implement them into their program and their system with a bunch of veterans who's going to keep them straight, hold them accountable. I don't think we would have had I don't think he would have had the teammates that was going to be able to hold him accountable and hold him to a certain standard. Look, Eberflus didn't hold certain players down. Look at Steve.
No.
He should have been not only suspended for one game, he should have been suspended for a couple games the way he was acting and some of the decisions making. Not just that game, but just other shit.
Yeah, I'd cut him. Like, if you're going to run a football team and you got and mind you, this wasn't the first time he had done clown stuff like this. He got a history. I'd have cut him. I'd have absolutely cut him or traded him or something, man. When you let him, you let him float around. You let him just kind of like, sit there in the ether or whatever, man. You just kind of silently saying this is okay. You kind of silently saying that this is okay, man. And
could you imagine him and Jalen in the same locker room?
Look, man,
dude, that's hell. That's hell. That's hell to pay.
Yeah, man. That Bears organization itself, that's a whole nother show in itself, man. It's a whole nother show in itself because, I'm gonna say something right now that's going to anger some people, might even anger you, man. But a lot of people.
I got that drop button ready. Don't worry about it. I got the drop button ready for remove you. There we go. That's hard to
do. I dropped my Bears fandom last year, bro. I dropped my Bears fandom. Because here's what I was not going to do. Here's what I was not going to do for the rest of my life. I was not going to sit around for the next 20 years, 30 years, or whatever God grants me to sit around and watch these damn Bears stress me out. I said, you know what? I don't give a damn about the Bears no more. Now, I didn't jump to another team. I'm out here football homeless right now, man. And I know that's such a distasteful thing for people to take in. Like, oh my God, how do you get rid of your team? How do you leave your team behind? But you know what, man? I just turned the gentle age of 45 years old. I done spent the last 40 years watching this bullshit, man. I haven't seen a Super Bowl since I was in fucking kindergarten, bro. Kindergarten, man. I was in kindergarten doing the damn Super Bowl shuffle. I remember it. The pictures exist, man. I was not going to sit around for the next 40 years stressed out about these damn Bears, man. So I let it go. Oh, man, I'm catching hell about it. But I think that's something that more people should do in sports. And quite frankly, I don't understand why people don't do it more often. How the hell do you sit around for 20 years being a damn Clippers fan? You know what I'm saying? How do you sit around for 25 years being a Clippers fan? How do you sit around, for 30 years being a damn, I was going to say the Marlins, but I forgot they done won more damn World Series than the Cubs and the White Sox combined in the last probably 10, 20 years, So it's just, I don't understand how people sit around for decades hoping, wishing, and praying for something good to happen. Like, you don't need that misery in your life, man. You really don't. Like, I don't think it makes you less of a man or less of a sports fan or whatever if you say, you know what, this shit ain't for me and it's not going to stress me out no more,
Well,
man.
I'm still holding on. I'm still holding on. I'm going to a fault.
Look, I'm looking for a woman as you know what? I guess I do need to keep looking in Chicago for a damn wife, because if she's a Bears fan, she's probably loyal. She's probably loyal, bro. Because y'all will not let that damn team go, man. And I'm proud to say my son, you know, back when I was still, you know, doing the Bears thing, my son never even picked up the bug. So I won't have to pass on that generational trauma to him. He don't
look, Ricky said
he grabbed the damn Bears.
Ricky said, I let go of the Bears too. God damn.
But if you think about it though, man, see, we gave a lot of people, at least people in my generation, a lot of men around me gave a lot of these young cats hell for following LeBron around, right? I'm a LeBron fan. I'm not a Cleveland fan. I'm a LeBron fan. I'm not a Heat fan. But at the end of the day, I think their mental health is probably better than ours, man. You know? Their mental health is probably better than ours, man.
We the one messed up. They was one doing it right.
You know, but if you think about it though, a lot of people don't look at their sports fandom as something that's negotiable or something that is something that you can and the owners rely on that. You know, you know what city I'm in? I'm in here in Chicago. And we have an owner he owns two teams in Chicago. He got the Bulls and the White Sox. And he has openly said he would rather come in second place and fill his stadium than go spend a bunch of money to win a championship. And finally, it seems like the White Sox fans have finally said, go to hell. Because at the end of last year, when they was chasing the all-time loss record, they had 1,000 people in that stadium in September. 1,000 people. They finally put it together like, you know what? Ain't giving this damn fool no more of my money, man. And I think if more fans said, okay, I'm not streaming this game. I'm not going to that stadium. I'm not buying that damn jersey. You giving them incentive to say, hey, maybe I need to take some time, put this damn team together. Because fans are starting to smarten up. They say, hey, I'm not doing this shit no more, man.
So let me ask you this. What do you think about the new coach staff? What do you think about the new coach, Ben Johnson? We got Ben Johnson, Detroit's former offensive coordinator. I like his offensive style. I like his ability to coach the offense. Dennis Allen as our defense coordinator. Great decision. Great decision. I like what we putting together, man.
Oh yeah, no, look.
Eric Bieniemy. You got Al Harris. You got some great players, man. You got some great pieces that we're putting together. Now, what I don't agree with is what I'm hearing is going out there getting Austin Gentry as the first pick of the draft. I don't agree with that. Look, there's some good backs we can get in the third or fourth round.
Yep.
Right now, I want us to fulfill those positions with the first 3 picks. I want 2 offensive linemen and 1 defensive lineman. And that first 3 picks, I don't care. It could be 2 defensive line, 1 offensive line. Whatever order you want to put them in, I need that to happen. Yep. I need that to happen.
You didn't learn anything from watching that Super Bowl last night. The game is still one up front. It's one up front. If you can't keep your quarterback upright and you can't put the other team's quarterback on his ass, it's going to be a long day. And the Bears have never, ever seemed to have gotten that balance right probably since the 1980s. The 1980s to the early 1990s Bears were always built around the offensive and defensive. Shit, we won a Super Bowl with Jim McMahon. Jim McMahon walks around Chicago like he's fucking, Joe Montana, Tom Brady. Jim McMahon was an average at best, to quote the great Kevin Samuels. He was an average at best quarterback. You won a Super Bowl with him, and you ran him out there for 4 or 5 years, man. And here's the thing. I'm not completely soured on the Bears, Like my fandom is one thing, but I think they're doing actually a fantastic job with the hiring process. They got what most people consider was the best available candidate, which the Bears never do that. They never do that. They always take maybe the third guy, the second guy, and that comes from a place. Now, I don't know if people have ever heard this before, and with the recent passing of Ms. McCaskey, maybe this changes. But the Bears were completely turned off by the experience they had with Mike Ditka. They didn't want a personality that's larger in life. Then they want the team to be the most important thing, not the coach. They don't want to have to share that power. Now, I don't think Ben Johnson has that personality where he's going to be the biggest personality in a room, but they did pursue the best possible option, and that's never what the Bears do. And I think what you got, Bieniemy doing a race. You got a guy who was supposed to be one of the hottest head coaches the last couple of years now coaching your running backs. He's not even a coordinator. So you got a deep coaching staff, but what always comes back to me with that organization is, what are your personnel decisions do you make? What personnel decisions do you make? And that will make or break this whole process. It made and broke Nagy. It made and broke Lovey, quite frankly, if you want to be real about it, because there was some questionable situations. The thing with the Bears, for me, is it's always been personnel. Who do you draft? Who do you sign as free agents? And they just don't have a good history of doing that, man. I mean, you let the guy who almost broke the rushing record, you let him out your building, man. You let him go right over to the Eagles. Man, Saquon Barkley walks into your building. You ever seen Borat? You remember Borat? You ever seen the movie Borat, where Borat sees Pam Anderson and he goes to, she's doing a book signing, and he's in love with Pam Anderson. He goes in there with a duffel bag and sneaks in and throws it into the duffel bag and runs up out. That's what they should have did with Saquon Barkley. Like, get your ass in this bag. You coming with us. You shouldn't have let that man out your building. You got a rookie quarterback, and you know you're going to play him. What would have been better? What could have been better if you have a rookie quarterback and turn around giving Saquon Barkley the ball 20 times a game? What would have been better than that? But no, every time I turn on my red zone, I see Caleb Williams giving the ball to some running back that you ain't never heard of, or he's running for his life. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, it always comes down to personnel decisions to me, man.
Well, the good thing about it, I think somebody said they spend on money on free. Look, they giving this man $13 million, whether right or wrong. They spending money now.
Oh yeah.
So they doubled about what they was paying with Eberflus. Eberflus only getting $6-something million.
Yeah.
Ben Johnson get 30. So now they realize we're gonna have to open the pocketbook. We're gonna have to. And if that's what they doing, then, hey, do what you got to do. And I think the month of March is going to be all telling. That's open a free agency.
Yep.
So that's going to a lot on how we're going to move in the draft. Who can we sign in the free agency market? Now, in my opinion, if we could get a decent center of free agent and maybe one guard, then I want to go for 2 defensive linemen and 1 offensive lineman in the draft.
You trust that left tackle? You trust that left tackle, man? What's his name? Braxton. What's his name? Braxton Jones, whatever. You trust him, man?
Look, I let me say this about Braxton. Braxton's a hell of a run stopper. He's horrible on passing.
Yeah.
He's horrible on passing. Look, let me say this. Depends on what we get in the free agency market. If we sign a tackle, kick his big ass in to guard.
Yep.
Kick him in guard and then put him on the same side as right. I'll be okay with that. I will be okay with that. This free agent is going to be key, man, depending on how we're going to move in the draft.
Yep.
Now, I think it's going to either say who we sign and who we get in the draft is going to determine on what round we're going to end up picking a running back. I don't think we should pick a running back in the first round, regardless of what we do in free agency. First round running back.
Yeah.
Second and third round, I could kind of see that. Maybe we can go for the Iowa running back. I like him. Ohio State got a couple running backs that are possibilities. I like them 2 guys. You know what I'm saying? I like the guy from North Carolina. He's a decent running back. Matter of fact, I would want to spend a third round on him regardless of what we do with free agency. I like that guy that much. But it's March is going to tell us a lot, man. It's just this time next month. You know, we have 28 days in Black History Month. So March will be here before you know it. Free agency going to be opening up. Who are we going to be able to sign? Who are we going to bring in? You know, are we going to be willing to overpay a little bit for certain players? I know the rumor is Trey Smith, the offensive guard from Kansas City. He didn't look too hot last night, but he's going against a tough Eagles. So I can't base all of that on that, because guess what? Everybody else looked bad, so we can't really say did he look bad himself. And no, we can't. That whole offensive lineman looked like trash. They gave up 6 sacks. Yeah. The whole line was trash. I can't just put, well, Trey Smith looked bad by us. No. If this man getting blitzed all over the place, what can you do? Your tackle's not looking good next to you. And now say your tackle in coming at you, defensive tackle coming at you at the same time. He can only guard one guy. That's it.
And the crazy thing is, if we all watched the game, Fangio wasn't throwing them exotic super blitzes or anything like that. They were winning one-on-one, man. They were winning one-on-one.
He had 4 men.
Yeah.
I didn't see I don't remember a blitz with a safety or a corner, nothing like. I didn't see it. Maybe I could have missed it.
Go back and watch. If you go back and watch, especially in that first quarter or that first half, what they were doing was they were getting pressure with Ford and dropping everybody else. That's why he was running for his life. Usually, even if you can get pressure on Mahomes, what he's able to do is check down and make some magic shit happen because his receivers are coming back to the ball. Kelce's coming back to the ball, or he's going to make some type of play or whatever. And I don't know if this was something that, maybe Kansas City effed up with in the first half, but when you will look at the play and you go back or whatever, there was nobody close to the ball. Like, he's out there running for his life. Nobody was coming back to the ball. I don't know if they were running like all 15-yard, 20-yard slants, posts or whatever, man. They 20, 30 yards down the field, man. There was no one there for him to check down to. There was no one.
For sure. But Avon, I can't get too far into the show without acknowledging my Funko Pops of the week as well as album of the week. I like to do that, and I got to make sure I do it consistent. My wife said, you need to make sure you do your album. Oh, you're right, baby. Let me make sure I do. So with that being said, we got a break in action. Why not do it right now? Let's go. So, album of the week is 504 Boyz. Now, if y'all don't know about the 504 Boyz, that was Master P, Silk the Shocker, C Murder. Those were the 504 Boyz. And my thing was, since it was in New Orleans, why not have a New Orleans local group with the area code of the New Orleans to be represented as album of the week? And if y'all didn't see it, I had Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and my favorite all-time defensive player, Reggie White, as my Funko Pops of the week. So shout out to them. I had to make sure I represent the NFL and those 2 quarterbacks that was going to be played in the Super Bowl, but along with my favorite defensive player, and Reggie White. R.I.P. to Reggie White. Let me say this, though, Trent. As far as the Bears, I think what I like is that they got some guys on the roster that's really got a lot of potential. That's really ready to be unlocked, truth be told. I like our cornerbacks. I like our safety. I like our linebacker core. Our defensive end is going to need some work. Montez Sweat can't be the only guy.
Yep.
To be rushing the quarterback. So we're going to need some help right there. Our tackles, the starting tackles are decent, but we have no depth behind them. That's where we kind of fall off. Once you get past the start, they're done. They're done. And so we need to get more depth as far as our defensive tackles. And so I think that's going to be one of the keys going to be in the draft is an end and a tackle will be between those 2 positions that we should be looking to draft. I know they talk about this guy from Ole Miss that they seen at the Senior Bowl. That I like his motor. I like the way he plays. When I watched him in the Senior Bowl, he was tough. I like that kid from Marshall.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah,
defensive
I saw
end.
him. I saw
That
him.
dude, you know, he takes that underdog approach. You know, I come from a small school like a Marshall. You know, y'all sleep on me if you want to, but I'm gonna wreak havoc. I like that. You know, some special about a player like that, man, that's just trying to make a name for himself, and no matter what, he's always gonna have a chip on the shoulder. So a player like that, I would love to. Look,
Yeah, absolutely.
if we go for the offensive lineman in the first round, I would like to see him as a possibility because I don't think Carter from Penn State. I don't think he's going to be there. I think he's probably already going to go probably in the top 5. So we're going to be asked out on him. But if that Marshall guy's there, it might be a reach at number 10, but that's a reach I'll be willing to take.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, honestly, the best thing the Bears could do for that program going forward is they have to get someone who, when you see the Bears that week, you got Sweat, right? But you can game plan to, stop one guy. They need at least one more guy on the defensive line that you got to be like, oh, Lord, what are we going to do about this guy? And on the offensive side of the ball, you just got to get somebody who can just protect your quarterback, man. Like I was joking about it earlier, but they say Chicago is a place where quarterbacks and wide receivers go to die, but we ain't say that back in the 80s, man. We made some wide receivers and some quarterbacks look damn good in the 80s because you had offensive linemen that was sitting there making them look good, man. We remember the transition. We went from Walter to Neil Anderson to Rashawn Salam, all those guys sitting there running up all that yardage, man, because you had that same 5 goons from the 85 team still playing 6, 7, 8 years later, man. And you were able to be in the playoff hunt 5, 6 years after the Super Bowl because you had that 4 or 5 goons on that defensive line still hanging on, still getting the pass rush, man. They've got to fix everything up front. And whether you do it in free agency or you do it in the draft, now you say you like the small school guys, but I like, if you watch the game last night, man, I think they had 3 guys from Georgia on that defensive line for the Eagles. They got, I think, like 2 or 3 guys that are Georgia guys. Sometimes you can't outsmart yourself. If the dog come from Alabama or the dog come from Georgia, you just go get the damn dog. If he built like it, you don't outsmart yourself or whatever. But you got to get somebody because it's not going to get any easier. The Lions ain't going anywhere. The Packers ain't certainly going anywhere. Vikings, depending on their quarterback situation they get in there, it's not going to get any easier. So you back us up against the wall. And I guess you ain't got nowhere to go but up. But it's not going to get any easier, man, because like I'm telling you, man, that Lions team scares people, man. I know they went out early this year, man, but between Hutchinson and the rest of them dudes on that defense, that's woof. You got to mess around, see that for the next 4 years. Good luck, man. Good luck.
Yeah, you definitely look. I really think once they started taking hits, as far as Detroit taking hits on the defense, man, that's what really hurt them.
Yeah. Definitely.
They started taking hits on the losing defensive player, man. That really hurt them. I had my prediction before the playoffs started was Detroit and Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl, and of course I had Kansas City to win the third one over the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Detroit Lions went out like a bunch of lames.
Man, they laid down. They were like, bro. I
mean, like that.
Yeah, it's crazy. How they used to say the Lions are gonna lion. Like, man, like all season they like, man, they really. And I was like, man, they really done like shook that whole Lions thing off. And damn it, right? They look like the Lions we all knew. They look like all the Lions from the 80s and that's what they looked like out there in the playoffs. That's exactly what they look like.
My man AP, like Jimmy said it best. You get a great LT, which is a great Lawrence Taylor. That's what he means. Not the LaDainian Thomas. No disrespect to him, but he's talking about Lawrence Taylor, the real LT, and a great Reggie. Assuming RG. Right, I assume he's a great right guard.
Yeah,
okay.
Right guard,
maybe he's going to say
a
great left tackle. Okay, I'm thinking he's talking about
LT would hurt
though. But he's talking about a left tackle and a right guard and a guy who can snap. You can win a lot of games. I know that's right. I know. Look, you won't get no argument from me.
Yeah, it's a truth we can't never run away from with football, man. I mean, even down, you go all the way down to Pop. My old high school, man, my alma mater, man, made a deep playoff run up here in Illinois, man, Morton Park High School. And they had, 6, 7, 8 D1 skill position players, ran through the Chicago Public League undefeated, was beating people by 40, 50 points every damn week. They get into the state playoffs. They clown a couple of downstate teams, and then they run into one of these suburban schools with these big white boys up on that offensive line. The defensive line, game over, man. The game is won up front. The game is won on the line. If you don't have them boys up front, I don't care if you got Michael Vick and Jesus in the backfield. If you can't block for them, they'll stop them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we all know, man, if you know anything about football, man, you know that's your lifeblood right there. A good line, man, whether it's defense or offense line. You got to have your guys on point, man. You have to. You got to get some dudes that they might have some cases against them. Mm-hmm. You won't like dogs.
Hey, look.
Everybody be a boy.
Yeah. If you go back to the last time the Bears was in the Super Bowl, even won, but they had a couple of knuckleheads on that defense, man. It was the boy Tank Johnson. Tank Johnson,
Wilbert Marshall played here in Louisville.
Yeah.
He played for the University of Louisville. And boy, I used to hear all type of stories about how he acted when he was at U of L. He went to one class semester. He never had was. But somehow, some way, he got on that damn football field. He did it for 4 years. How does that work? I don't know. But somehow, some way, he was a bad boy. Got in trouble multiple times. And guess where he ended up? With the Bears.
Yep.
You think we can't have him? He not a salt in the earth. He not one of them Bible-toting guys. No, we don't want that man. He's the devil. They said, oh, hell no, bring that devil in. Bring that goddamn devil. Put him at the outside linebacker and let him eat. Mm-hmm. And that's what he did.
Yep. You remember anytime a football program does that, whether it be the pros or it be the college, they say, well, we want to have character guys and we want to have stand-up guys. Man, them teams usually get their ass whooped, man. You remember Ty Willingham at Notre Dame, man? Ty, when they fired him, I'll never forget it. When they fired him, they said we got the best program in the country from Sunday through Saturday, from Friday, but on Saturday, it don't look good, man. We got guys going to class, we got guys with good GPA, we got guys that love their mother. But on Saturday, we out here getting our ass whooped, man, and it don't work, man. Look, Miami, man. That's what led to the downfall of the Miami program, man. You're down in South Florida, getting a couple of knuckleheads from Miami-Dade County. You're finding all these knuckleheads from the south of Florida. And you ate, man. You absolutely ate. Then you start bringing in The Rock. You start bringing in Rohan Marley. You know what I'm saying? You start bringing in celebrities and nice guys, and here we go. And then you start going back. You start getting your Clinton Portises, your Willis McGahees, the South Florida guys, your Sean Taylors. Then you pop back up again, man. You can't have a team full of choir boys, man. You got to have a few. You got to have a few felons. You got to have a few sociopaths on the football team, man.
They say you need a few more Michael Vicks.
Yeah,
Michael Vicks.
Yeah. Hey, look. It is what it is, man. There's a guy. There's a guy that used to play for the Bears. He was on the Bears radio for a real long time. He used to call it the Neanderthal gene. He said you got to have guys with the Neanderthal gene, like when the cards is on the table, man. You know what I'm saying? They're willing to pull out the knife at the card table. You know what I'm saying? They're willing to hurt people, man. And it's just the nature of the beast. It's the nature of the sport. You know, you can't have a bunch of nice guys out there running around. It don't work, man.
No, he went to Miami.
He was that Miami guy, yeah. He was on that same team with Warren Sapp. And here's the thing, you know, he run around like The Rock run around like he was getting playing time at Miami. The Rock wasn't really even playing, man. He's
enjoyed the lady, baby. He's enjoyed the lady. He enjoyed the clout.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's what it's all about, I guess, man. But let me read this super chat. Shout out to my man Big Ann 11 with the $10 super chat. Here comes some more hate. God damn, this dude's a hater, man. Ain't nothing I can say about it. Like I said the last time, the Birds need an offensive, defensive, special teams, groundskeepers, mascot, Jesus, and the devil. And you still might win 3 games, including the bye week. The hell with you, Big Anthony. You ain't shit.
Hey, man. Hey, I don't know if you saw the news up here, man. Now, you know the Bears are going to build a new stadium, right?
Yeah.
One of the politicians here said, hey, man, he's like, they already having a hard time getting the money. And now the politicians say, why the hell we going to give y'all some money and y'all can't win no games? So they said, maybe y'all win a couple of go win a couple of division titles before y'all come to us looking for a couple $1 billion to build a stadium, man.
Well,
they petty now up here, man.
They for it. All of the park here they come.
Man. I'm literally living now. I can see, if I look out my window right now, I can see part of Soldier Field, and they want to move it on the other side of the highway of Interstate 55 south to where they have an old hospital campus. I can literally see it out my window right here, man. And boy, even that is contentious, man. Like, so I'm gonna say it again. The pink people. I don't want to say that. You know, I'll just call them the pink people. That's what I use now. So you don't get offended or whatever. That live out in the suburbs. They want to be. We want them out in the suburbs in Arlington Heights, up by the airport, up in the northwest suburbs. They bought a big racetrack up there, old horse racing track up there, and they got all the land they could want to build the stadium up there. But the people up there. Yeah. The people up there want them to pay property taxes, high property taxes on it. So the city is countered and said, we'll give you this old Michael Reese Hospital. It's in Bronzeville over here. I live over here off, 35th Street down in Bronzeville here. And they want to give them that land over here. And I'm pretty sure they'll get some preferential tax treatment over there. Because, your boy got to go to Brandon Johnson. He's having a hard enough time running the city. The last thing they want on him is let the Bears walk out on him out to the suburbs. So he said, you can have it all, whatever you want. Yeah, Lord have mercy. What he say? Soldier Field.
Dude ain't shit, man. He's some goddamn haters, man.
Yeah, man. It's always something. It literally is always something with them, man. So like I said, the politics of it has got them hemmed up now. They're trying to figure out the team, the personnel and all that, man. Here's the thing though, I do have a fear. Everybody's giving me a hard time about giving up the fandom. Watch, as soon as you say you ain't no Bears fan no more, they ain't gonna start winning. But I am legit concerned about that though, because like you said, they're putting together a good staff, and I think they've got a quarterback. I think they do. As much I don't like Caleb Williams. I don't like the persona. I don't like the attitude. I don't like the physical attributes. I just don't like a 5'10", 5'11" quarterback out there in the modern NFL running around. But for all that being said, I think with marrying him with Ben Johnson could work. And I really do think that they could pull something together. It's just, can they get out of their own damn way? Can they get out of their own way, man? You know?
Yeah, I think that's definitely going to be key. You know what I'm saying? And how they operate and move around with that.
Yeah.
Arlington I think, is where the new home's going to be.
Yeah.
I think it's final. Yeah. So I'm good with it. I'm good with the stadium that they're talking about doing. It makes sense. You know, everybody's damn near going to indoor unless you in the South or you know, and Florida, you know, we're going indoor because you don't want to just make money 4 months out of the year.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You're cheating yourself. 4 months out of the year, you're gonna make money. Then another 8 months is just a building just sitting there, not being used like it probably can.
Yeah,
that's
and you're splitting the revenue.
Man. Yeah, you missing out on revenue. You missing out on too much.
Yeah, you splitting the revenue.
Guess what? Instead of Indiana getting the Big Ten championship game, guess who can get it down?
Yep.
Chicago.
Yep.
State of Illinois, you can get that down. Why? Because you're gonna have the stadium that can hold that type of atmosphere. It's indoors. You don't have to worry about the elements. You could bring the Final Four there. You can have more concerts at the stadium. There's so many options you could use with that stadium, and it could be used 9 out of 12 months. Imagine that. Make that make sense, guys. 9 out of 12 months that stadium could be used, and guess what? Taxpayers ain't got to cover that cost.
Yeah, man. That is the driving force, really, of why they want the new stadium. A lot of people who are from the outside looking in don't know the Bears don't even own their stadium. The Chicago Park District owns Soldier Field, and I think they either split the revenue. I don't know what the revenue situation is, but they lease that stadium. They don't own that stadium. You always want to own your stadium. And that's a big issue. And then, you know, the Park District here doesn't have a really good reputation about maintaining Soldier Field. They had a study out that I think a couple of years ago. It's the worst field to play on. The NFL players consistently will rate Soldier Field as the worst surface to play on every year because it's literally on the lake. It's a stone throws away from the water there, and I guess something happens with the water table. The grass has like a high amount of sand in it. All this nonsense, man. Yeah, you got to get indoors and you got to own your stadium. But I think so. I think we're in a climate now here. Like I said, you know, we're in a climate here in Illinois. Politicians ain't giving away money no more, man. The White Sox want a new stadium too. They want to move down on Roosevelt, down in the South Loop. And the city is with it, and they look for the state for the money. The money was like, that's y'all business. Said, that's y'all business, man. You know, you got a perfectly good baseball stadium on 35th Street. What you need another one for? Especially, and this is where ownership matters. And we'll see how it plays out now that Virginia has gone on over the Rainbow Bridge. You know, ownership matters because it matters not only in who you hire, who you fire, but how you treat people and how you treat your fans. Now the White Sox are looking for a stadium. You've treated your fans and you've treated a lot of people, sponsors, a lot of corporate people. You haven't treated them very well. Now you're going hand in hand looking for money, and people are like, I don't get no damn money, no damn Jerry Reinsdorf. I don't want to give him no money. So now we're in this political climate where a lot of people don't want to give people no money for these stadiums, and they say, hey, man, y'all a billionaire family. Why don't you go ask the NFL for a loan, you know? So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. Because like I said, we got 2 locations that are really fine. It's either Arlington Heights or it's going to be down right here, stone's throw away from the old stadium, and we'll see which one wins out.
Well, look, Mark. Hey, well, let's kind of turn the page because we're going to be losing some people. Keep talking about this guy, Barry talk.
Oh, yeah, damn. Bears chase people away, man.
Unless they fans like we, fans like me and a semi-fan like you.
Yeah.
You know, they be like, oh, man, can we talk about another real team? You see,
I would love to. I would love to talk about something other than the Bears, man. I think that's the reason why. Like, I'm getting a little thin up back here, man, and I think the Bears contributed something to that shit, man. I really do. Look, between the women and the Bears, I'm gonna call it 50-50. No, I'm gonna take that back. 33-33-33. Chicago Public Schools, the Bears, and these women have all contributed to the thinning of this hair back here, brother.
Well, look, let me say this. It's funny. My daughter, she sent me a text message. Me and my wife is out. And she sent me a text message talking about, Texas won. They beat South Carolina. I'm like, I don't give a damn. She just wanted to give me hell about Texas, the girls' basketball team.
Oh, okay. Okay.
After,
man.
I've been trying 7-game SEC winning streak, and so she gave me a little grief about it. Talking about Texas won. I was like, oh hell no.
I'm trying to tap in a little bit more with the women's game, because the very thing that I say I don't like about the NBA, you get it in the women's game. You absolutely get it in there. You get movement, you get cutting, you get people running sets, you get people playing defense properly. So I'm trying to tap into it, but there's a part of me that just, I was watching. I'm trying to think. It was I don't know if it was either Candace Parker or one of these really high level WNBA players. She was on a podcast, and she was with another NBA player. And they hate when they ask them this, and they asked her, "What about lowering the rim so the women can dunk?" And boy, she went off and she snapped. And I forgot which NBA player. He was like, "I want to see that," and they just went at it, man. And like I said, I want to be more engaged with the women's game. And I think the evolution is coming where you're going to start to see more women dunking and playing the game above the rim. It wouldn't hurt, though, man. I really think it wouldn't hurt, man, to lower those rims maybe a foot. Maybe just a little bit, man.
What these dudes ain't. Big Ant, you ain't shit. This dude ain't shit. Now, the thing about it, I like watching South Carolina basketball. I was watching last night. I was watching the LSU and Tennessee game. I'm like, matter of fact, I was so enamored by that because Tennessee trying to make a little comeback. I almost, had opportunity to really win that game.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching that before even watching the Super Bowl. Super Bowl already started. They like 4 minutes of the game, but I ain't got to the game yet. I'm sitting down there with the daughter, and she's in there cooking and something, and I was just eating some leftovers. So I had some leftover pizza, and I was eating that. And I'm like, damn, it's a good game. So LSU going against Tennessee. So I've been watching a lot of the girl women's basketball. I ain't gonna say I've been watching everybody else. I watch that Juju girl from USC. I just want to see her play.
She's bad.
Yeah, I want to see what she was on her games because USC's in a Big Ten now, so Big Ten is just a bridge away from Indiana's just a bridge away. So they was playing, and I got to see them play against Indiana. But I've mainly been watching SEC games. Our Kentucky girls. We just got a new coach down here, Coach Brooks. He was a former coach at Virginia Tech, so that's Kentucky's girls basketball coach. But they're 9-1 in the conference. South Carolina's 9-1. LSU's like 9-1. So you got like 4 teams like 9-1 right now. Texas, I think, is like 9-1. So it's going to be a fight to the end for the regular season SEC title. And it's been entertaining. Yeah. It's been entertaining. I'm saying the men ain't been entertaining too because they have been too. But these girls, man, they've been playing. So shout out to the ladies, man. Shout out to the ladies.
Yeah. I think the thing and I think this is we talked right at the beginning about the whole college basketball thing. The thing that's been hard for me with the college basketball thing is I don't know who anybody is or where they at anymore, man. Guys change team every 15 minutes with NIL now. And I'm not hating. Get your bag. Get paid. This is what we've always wanted for them. But, you know, I'm a U of I guy, man. I'm a Fighting Illini guy. And I look at the roster. I'm like, who the hell are these people? There's like 10 new dudes on the team that weren't even there last year, man. I only know one of them because he's from Chicago. You know, he's here from the south suburbs from Thornton. But, you know, they got a couple of guys from Europe. I'm like, where the hell you find these dudes at, man? So I think that's kind of like the disconnect that I'm seeing for the casual fan of college basketball, where from a year-to-year basis, like you go back to say, and I know this is, you know, a one-off example, like say you got the Fab Five or whatever, right? You understand, okay, you understand the storyline. Sports leagues work off storylines, right? So I know, okay, I know the Fab Five is going to run down there and be playing against Grant Hill, Christian Laettner. I know that, you know, Arizona is going to have their guys and they're going to be playing against the UCLA guys that you're used to seeing or whatever, right? So you understand kind of like what the storyline is. I don't know who the hell is who anymore, man. You turn on, and then the minute you get used to a kid being on one team, you don't bounce to another team. So it's just you don't even know who is what anymore. You know, that's and right. I think, you know, they're saying that it's the Wild West now, man. And like I said, I don't want to restrict player movement because I think that is one of those things that that's the way coaches used to control these kids. I got your scholarship, and if you're gonna transfer, you got to come through me. And that's how they used to control these kids. And I like the freedom of movement, but they don't keep these teams together longer than one semester. You know, and you don't know who is who. So it's hard to, you know, kind of make an emotional attachment to a team, man. So I think that's kind of what's keeping me back from really diving into college basketball. And like most people, you wind up just trying to tune in right at the start of the tournament and figure it out from there. But, you know, that's been my struggle, man. You know, and then being here in a big pro sports team, our college teams have always sucked. You know, DePaul is an afterthought. I mean, DePaul, Northwestern, hell, even U of I, Illinois to an extent, you know, you just, you know, they don't generate no interest, man. They're not compelling teams to watch, man.
Yeah. I mean, you know, look, I understand, you know, it's one of those things, man, when you got pro teams in your city or your state, it's kind of hard to really watch the college game. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to always get the bigger draw. They always going to get the more publicity. They always going to get the more pub, especially when you got a news channel. You only get about 5 to 6 minutes to say all you need to say. And, you know, they're going to talk about all the pro sports, whether it's baseball, football, basketball, or maybe even soccer. I mean, they're going to talk about that first. Then they may throw you a bone. Now, if you're really good, you might get a little pub over some of the pro teams. If you know your college team is good and your pro team's not doing so well, you might get that, but it's very rarely far in between. So when you're in a state like that that's got these pro teams, college, you the little man, you're gonna get squeezed out big time. So, but the states I'm in, we don't have no NFL team. Yeah, we don't have no NBA. We got a hockey team. We got a farm league baseball team. We got a farm league soccer team, and then our pro sports is our college basketball team. That's it. That's what it is, and so we gravitate to it. We worship it. We're going to give you the highest rating for college basketball, especially on tournament time, because we're going to all eyes on it. That's all we have. That's what it is. So, you know, it's just unfortunate that, you know, a lot of these college kids, man, they don't get a lot of pub and opportunity to really shine, especially in the major cities. You know, I would like, what?
That's why a lot of them leave. You know, Chicago now we've been down lately, man, because, you know, with people moving out of Chicago, moving down to Texas, moving down to North Carolina, moving down to Georgia, Florida, or whatever, people getting up out of Chicago because, you know, between the cold and the bullets, you don't really want to be here sometimes. You know, a lot of people are getting their kids up out of Chicago. So, you know, a lot of schools like DePaul, Northwestern, Illinois, they had for a long time had the hard time recruiting in the city. You would think, man, a kid is in Chicago, he naturally will want to be at DePaul. He naturally want to be at U of I or Northwestern, but now you talk to most of these kids that have a future now, they want to get out. It's my own son. I asked my son, he's a freshman in high school now, where you want to go to college? First thing came out of his mouth was UCLA. I want to go to California. You don't want to be nowhere near Chicago. So, that's been hampering us for a long time. I mean, if you remember me, man, I work in the school system here, man. And we have a mass exodus of black boys out of the school system up here, man. You go into any given building, black boys are less than half of the population in an all-black school. My son goes to what they call a selective enrollment school you got to test into. I think black boys in his school are 3%, 4% of the student population. So as far as the college sports, naturally, we just don't have the bodies anymore, man. You go watch like the top flights, Simeon, produce, you get your Jabari Parker, your Derrick Rose, your Kenny, your Nick Anderson, Ben but the guys that went to Simeon, man, they not what they used to be, so we're just in this situation up here with college sports, especially with the basketball now these college teams up here say, you know what, we can't even get the Chicago kids anyway, so they don't even recruit them anymore, because they know they ain't gonna get them. So, the only school that's actually having an easier time recruiting local kids up here is Northwestern. Their best kid is a Chicago suburban guy. Northwestern is doing the best recruiting out of the city right now. They still ain't shit.
Mm.
Yeah. DePaul, local university. Do you remember DePaul used to be the shit? DePaul used to be the shit. Now, man.
I remember DePaul and U of L in Louisville when they was in the Metro and when they was in the Conference USA.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They would go at it. You know what I'm saying? We would take, my family, which are Louisville fans, I'm not, but they are. They would take the bus, tour buses up to Chicago, party, play against DePaul, come on back and have a good time. I mean, that was a hell of a rival, especially with Coach Myers, both of them, father and son. You know what I'm saying? And that's what had Denny Crum. You know what I'm saying? They going back at it. In the 80s, that was the thing to go do. Yeah. That was the thing to go do. Go to Chicago. Man, I can't wait till we take that trip to Chicago, play against DePaul. We're going to party, kick their ass, and come on home. That was a thing. I found them getting on the buses and loading up and riding up her.
Yeah. Do you remember a guy that used to play for DePaul, white guy, Tom Kleinschmidt?
Mm-mm.
So he's big time scored at DePaul. He was a late 80s, early 90s guy. He's actually coaching at a high school up here that my younger cousin played at. And I've been saying for the longest, they need to just make him the damn coach up there, man, because he's killing it up here with the high school team. I was like, man, just let him go. And he's got a really good AAU pipeline coming to his high school. I was like, you might as well. Ben Wilson, thank you. Somebody in the chat got corrected me. Ben Wilson, man. He's coaching at this high school where my younger cousin played. I was like, DePaul needs to go ahead and hire him, man. Because his AAU team feeds right into his high school. The AAU kids come right into the college. So I don't, but here's the thing, and I've been talking about this a lot too. I think it's a system-wide thing, though. Like you said, big city, those old Big East teams, your Georgetown, your St. John, your DePaul, your Marquette, they're all terrible now, man. They're all terrible. And I would like to know exactly what it is that is, crippling these schools, man. I don't know if it's budgeting. I don't know if it's NIL, but even before NIL came along, they were struggling with it. But all those inner city Catholic universities that used to be in the Big Ten, they're all garbage now, man. I'm sorry, not the Big Ten, the Big East.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things. It's used to be where the rich kept getting richer, but now with this high money, it kind of opens up for anybody to come up. You know what I'm saying? Anybody, because I'm watching Alabama be successful. I'm watching Auburn be successful. Look, these are football schools. Shit, they wouldn't put no money in their football program, but now they're like, hey, we might as well benefit too in that. And so, guess what? They went out there and got the Nate Oates and the Pearls and bringing great coaches. And guess what they doing? Bringing in them athletes, them players. Like shit, you only need about 2 or 3 to put on your roster, and you could make a serious run. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what it is. Tennessee doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So now, I mean, you got a football dominant conference is probably one of your best basketball programs out of the college basketball. You got 7 teams in the top 25, and they SEC schools. This ain't the Big East where the traditional basketball, ACC, traditional basketball, the Pac-12, not like that. The Big Ten. No, these are SEC football schools that's out there giving these other schools hell. That's unheard of.
Yeah, you know what? I tell people, I say all the time, the SEC never lived the lie. The SEC never lived the lie of the whole student first shit. You know what I'm saying? That because the Big Ten did this for a long time. Matter of fact, we're students first and they're athletes second. The SEC was like bullshit. They here to play football. They here to play basketball.
We know who's paying for the new science lab and the library.
Exactly. And I think this actually hurt the Big Ten when they did all this merging shit. You went out, we've got to go get Rutgers. Who the fuck wanted Rutgers in the Big Ten? Who wanted, we wanted the New York market. Nobody in New York watches damn Rutgers. You know what I'm saying? So they brought in Rutgers and they brought in
Oregon.
Nebraska.
You brought in like 4 Pac-12 teams.
Yeah.
UCLA, USC, Oregon. Come on, what are we doing here, man?
Yeah.
I can't even fault the Big Ten because I don't blame them. Get the money. But you West Coast teams, what was y'all thinking about? When y'all got to go in the month of October, November and play college football at Penn State, Michigan, in Iowa. It's freezing, it's cold. They got snowstorms. Y'all guys gonna be out there freezing to death because y'all ain't used to this. If it get below 65, y'all like, oh shit, it's too cold to play. Now guess what? Now you got to go at least 3 to 4 times a year down at these respective cities and states.
Yep.
And that makes sense to me. I'd say blame it on your administration. They wouldn't accepted that. Y'all could have turned that check down, stayed in Pac-12 and did your thing. Instead, you went up. You went for the money grab. We know football's king. Football decided that. We understand that. Basketball, you just a tag along.
Yeah,
you just tag along. Football decided that. So you need to talk to your football coaches and your administration, your president, who decided, let's take our talents to the Big Ten. And now y'all got to suffer.
It makes no sense. And you know what?
Especially in October and November when it's some of the coldest part of the month for the state. Y'all got to be in it playing that game.
Yeah. And then what they got? Stanford and Cal and damn ACC. What the heck? So it goes back to who these schools think they identify as. Everybody identifies as something these days. And Stanford and Cal, they want to be in the same academic conversations as a Duke, as a North Carolina, as a Virginia Tech, as a UVA, or whatever. We're academic schools. We're great in sports, but we're great academic schools, And that Big Ten fell into that too, or whatever, man. And they've been chasing Notre Dame, man. Like I swear to God, you know what? Like Big Ten been chasing Notre Dame, like you go chase that one piece of tail that you just went back. You wanted it for a real long time. Maybe you tasted it one time. And you just, man, I want that girl. That Big Ten been chasing Notre Dame forever. They not going, man. So it's just,
Hey, Avon, Notre Dame is pimping the shit out of the ACC.
Oh, yeah.
I put my big toe in. Y'all can have the best program of men's basketball, but y'all ain't going to get this football check. Hell no. Y'all always be like, oh yeah, we'll schedule some of you sorry ass team from ACC, but we gonna stay independent.
You know what? And you know what? They look. I don't blame them because growing up here in Chicago, man, growing up on the southwest side of Chicago, where you got all these Irish cats, man. They got a national fan pipeline, man. I have met so many Notre Dame fans, and I'm just like, I've never understood it, because if you actually know people who went to Notre Dame, they don't want nothing to do with Notre Dame fans. They don't want nothing to do with them, man. Like, I never understood how someone could be so passionate about a school that wouldn't want them on campus, bro. Like, get your broke ass up, man. That's what a lot of people don't realize that about Notre Dame, man. If you ever come up to, or anybody who's listening, you ever go up to Notre Dame, man, Notre Dame is one of the most bougiest, exclusionary campuses and colleges you will ever lay your hands on outside of the Ivy League, man. They're very exclusive, very pretentious alumni base. And you get these guys, these cops, nothing wrong with being a cop or a firefighter, but you get these guys, these workers, like, I'm a Notre Dame fan. I'm like, boy, them bankers and doctors that went to Notre Dame don't want nothing to do with your ass. Nothing. I've never understood the fascination with Notre Dame by the average Joe, especially in the Midwest. I just don't understand it, man. It's like dudes in the south of Boston. I'm a Harvard fan. Come on, bro. Like, no, you're not. No, Harvard don't want to do with you. Nothing to do with you, man.
I know that's right. But hey, before we get ready to go, let me make sure I acknowledge this super chat before we go.
Absolutely.
Shout out to my man, the actual King Smith, for the $10 super chat. He said supporting my bearded brother. Right on, Brother King. I appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by. Look here, you didn't have to, you chose to, and I appreciate the blessings. Thank you, sir. Look, let me say this before I go. My son just texted me. Daddy, I'm about to get snowed in because you sent me some money. Man, look here, boy.
Oh, man.
This dude here. Oh, so he plays at IUS. It's an NAIA school.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably shouldn't be saying it. Man, they rough. It's rough for the boys. They rough. They not winning. They got a losing record right now. And with that being said, I'm trying to continue to keep his head up, right? You know what I'm saying? Stay locked in. You know what I'm saying? He had a career high the other day, Saturday. He had 34 points, man.
That's amazing.
8 rebounds. Man, shout out to him, because this dude he don't shoot a lot. He not like he out there scoring, filling up. That dude wants to get the all-time assist leader at his school. He'd rather get 1,000 assists than 1,000 points. That's his mindset. But he's a point guard. He's a true point guard.
That's a rare thing these days.
But maybe he's not that tall, right?
Yeah.
He's 5'11" at best. This dude had 8 rebounds. He led the team in rebounding in that game. I said, how the hell y'all let this 5'10", 5'11" dude get 8 rebounds? How does that happen? I said, the good thing, you didn't have no turnovers. You had 3 assists, and you didn't foul out. Because he plays defense. He loves playing defense. He's one of those in your face. He's a gnat. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those little small guys. He realized I ain't big, so I gotta bring something to the table. And that's my defensive prize. I'm gonna be in your face. And I told him, I said, man, you gotta be smarter than that, dog. So he's a redshirt freshman now. So this is really his second year there. When a redshirt, you get to play up to 6 games. So he played yesterday. I called him out the game. I said, but how you feeling? How's your body? And I always tell him, I said, make sure you ice down every game. He said, nah, I'm fine. So make sure you plenty of rest. Eat right, get you plenty of rest, man. Just do what you got to do. And so, I'm proud of him, man, because he's staying locked in. He's got a hard-nosed coach. His coach is old school. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those guys. Yeah. He got one of those coaches still yell at you in your face. He said, the hell with Rucker rule. I don't believe in the Rucker rules. I'll be lay hands on you. Keep on talking crazy to me.
Yeah, man.
Look, he done got put out of practice twice. He said, Daddy, I think he kicked me off the team. I said, no, he didn't kick you. He just threw your ass out of practice.
Yeah.
He want to test you, make sure you gonna be there and fight, or you just gonna give up. That's what he's testing. So take your ass back to practice.
And sound like you're the coach to me.
Oh man, it's funny.
They don't make him like that no more, man.
He's old school hard. He used to play with U of L back in the days when they won a title in 1980.
Yeah.
So, good coach, good old school coach, and his point guard is another guy that used to play for U of L back in 97. So he's got, he's getting trained up. But the funny thing about it is, man, he said, Daddy, I scored 30. Well, he thought he said 32, but online it said 34. I said, well, I call his name. I'm sorry. Look, Hank, I said, look. I said, did y'all win? He said, no, Daddy, we did. I said, I don't give a shit about how many scores. That don't matter to me. I said, you know how we do. Doesn't matter. He said, you're right. You're right, Daddy. He said, it was on me. I said, why you say it's on you? And I just listened to him. That's what you got to let them talk. So that, so they can learn to express themselves, even during them times. He said, Daddy, I had a chance to hit a last-second shot, and I missed it. I took it to her. I said, yeah, dog, you had 5 seconds left before you took that shot. You did take it kind of early. You could have waited, maybe got one more good dribble, and could have got a little bit closer and got the shot. But I pulled up in because I thought I had it. He tried to, shoot one of them Kobe fadeaways. It just didn't go in. So overtime, they end up losing. And the crazy thing, look, I streamed it on my site. So if you want to see it, I put the game on it. And I got kind of at the end because of how the ref called a foul call at the end of the overtime, man. Well, that's a different story. But the reason I said this, man, is if you have a son that plays a college sport, or a child, let me say child, I ain't gonna say because you have a daughter too, that play a sport, man, just make sure you try to do what you can to encourage them, uplift them, man. And don't let them get down on themselves. Because look, one thing I learned early in his playing career was he's not gonna be no harder on himself I'm not gonna be harder on him than he's ever gonna be on himself. I could say automatically, but it's not gonna weigh heavier. It is on myself, and I didn't think he realized that lesson just yet. But I guess it's me learning as a father that he did that. Like me, if I fail in whatever I do, I'm gonna be hard on myself, no matter what anybody says to me. You're not gonna be hard on me as I am on myself. And I didn't realize he understood and grasped that early on in life, and it was in middle school when I acknowledged it. So from that day forward, I wouldn't even talk about it. I told him, I said, we're not going to talk about the game unless you want to talk about it.
Yep.
I said, we're going to do the same as a coach. You got 48 hours. So for 2 days, I'm not going to say nothing to you about that game unless you come say, Daddy, what do you think about the game? And then we'll go from there. But I'm going to do more listening than I am going to be talking.
Yeah.
So that's the reason I said it, but no one to hear all that. But yeah, I'm
going through it right now, man. I got a freshman. And we've learned some hard lessons this year, man. He picked up the game late, man. He sat at I coached high school basketball for a minute, and he sat at the end of my bench for a couple of years, and he was on the game. You know what I'm saying? And he was on the game, playing the game. Then he had the growth spurt, damn near the same. I'm 6 feet. He damn near the same height as me. Get to 8th grade. Well, of course, I got to play basketball. I'm the tallest damn kid in the school. He did okay in 8th grade or whatever, but okay, I'm taller than everybody. You get to high school, all of a sudden everybody's tall. Everybody's 6 feet tall in high school, and they had to learn how to adjust. And now it's just learning how to compete. And like you said, the whole, you want to see when we get to a certain age as a man or whatever, we know what it takes to get things done. We know we got to show up every day, put the work in. You got to persevere over things that make things difficult for you. But this is the age right now that I'm at with him when he's starting to learn these things. Everything's always come easy to him. School came easy to him. Boy almost got a perfect score in the high school entrance exam. He's a brilliant kid. Basketball's the first thing he tried that wasn't easy. And it really is a mind fuck for him because he has a basketball body. He's 6 feet tall. He stand up. His arms go down to his knees without bending over. You know what I'm saying? Got the damn big ass dinosaur arms or whatever. So everybody sees him, they see, damn, that's a 2 guard right there. He's gonna be a 2. But you know, it's not easy for him. And right now, he's learning how to compete. And what I'm trying to learn how to do as a parent is not say, this is how you, because they all do it. Everybody does it differently. You got to find your own motivation. And what I'm learning how to do is step back and let him find his own motivation. Did this kid get a layup on you? Did this kid cross you over? Did score 15 points on you? Maybe that's going to be your motivation to step it up. You know, I don't know what it is, but that's, like you said, the playing that doing the constant encouragement. I've learned to just shut up and just say, hey, you did a good job today, and be honest about it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, maybe next time you got to put in a little more effort. Maybe next time listen to your coach more. But I see the biggest thing people want to, especially, you know, us as fathers, we sitting there, I'm keeping stats, like how many rebounds, how many steals, how many blocks, how many points. You know, I'm doing it on my phone, you know, half the time. I'm taking notes because that's the coaching. But I've had to learn to just sit back and say, you know what? Let me just say good job and let him develop at his own pace. It's hard, man, because he got all the potential in the world, but he's just got to put it together on his own, man. And all I can do is just do the encouragement thing, just step back and let him figure it out.
For sure, man. And so, guys, with that being said, man, I appreciate you guys being here tonight. Welcome my man Avon back on YouTube. He said, man, I got to get back out these YouTube.
Yes, indeed. Oh, yeah, we're going to go now, man. We're going to go full
part of the YouTube street. That's what Avon said. So I said, man, look, we talk. So, man, come on. I'm doing a show tonight, man. If you feel comfortable, we get up there and have fun and just talk that talk, man. We can talk that talk. So, guys, with that being said, man, I'm glad y'all made it tonight. Make sure before y'all go, make sure y'all hit that like button for a brother, man. Do a brother, man, a solid. Hit that like button for me. I really appreciate it. Doing the show on Wednesday. Don't know exactly what my topic going to be yet, but I'm going to come up with something for sure. It's going to be just a grown man conversation, whatever I see out there on social media, on the net, on IG, whatever, okay? You know what I'm saying? And we're going to have a conversation about it. We're going to go from there. But with that being said, man, I will catch you good people on the next one. Right on. Y'all take care.